The old white van rattled as it sped down the quiet highway, its rusty frame groaning with every bump. Inside, 12-year-old Lily sat pressed against the cold metal wall, her small hands bound with rough tape. Tears blurred her vision, but she kept her breathing steady, just like her mother once taught her whenever she felt afraid. The two kidnappers in the front seats didn't look back. They were too busy arguing about money, police, and their next move. Lily didn't understand much, but she knew one thing: if she didn't escape soon, she might never see home again. She wiped her cheek on her shoulder and scanned the van, desperate for anything, any hope, any chance. That's when she saw it. A thin crack in the left taillight where the plastic had broken. From where she sat, she could see a faint glow of passing sunlight slipping through. Her heart thumped. Someone might see me. She pressed her eye gently to the crack. At first, all she saw was the endless road behind them. Dust, empty fields, nothing. Then suddenly, roaring engines. A group of bikers thundered down the highway, riding in a tight formation. Their leather jackets' patches and heavy boots made them look fierce, almost frightening. But Lily wasn't scared. She saw something in them she hadn't seen in hours: strength, safety, protection. The kidnappers hadn't noticed the bikes yet. Lily's pulse quickened. She remembered a hand signal she had seen in a safety video at school, an SOS sign used by victims in danger. Slowly, carefully, she slid her slender fingers through the crack in the taillight. Her wrists hurt from the tape, but she ignored the pain. She had no other chance. She curled her thumb into her palm and folded her fingers over it. "Help me," repeating the gesture again and again. For a moment she feared no one saw her. Then the lead biker, a broad-shouldered man with a silver beard, narrowed his eyes. He leaned forward slightly as if trying to confirm what he had just glimpsed. Lily repeated the signal fast, desperate. That was all he needed. His expression hardened instantly. He lifted two fingers, signaling the rest of the crew. The other bikers shifted positions, engines roaring louder as they accelerated toward the van. Inside, the kidnappers finally noticed something was off. "Why are those guys speeding up?" the driver muttered. But before either kidnapper could react, the bikers surrounded the van on both sides, one speeding ahead, one dropping behind, and the rest forming a wall of rumbling steel. Lily felt the van jolt as the driver swerved nervously. "What the hell do they want?" the other man shouted. But Lily wasn't afraid anymore. For the first time since she'd been taken, she felt hope rising in her chest. The driver's hands tightened around the steering wheel, knuckles turning white. "Back off," he shouted, though the bikers couldn't hear him through the closed windows. Panic dripped into his voice. "These guys are trouble." The biker at the front, silver beard, lifted his hand again, this time signaling one rider to move ahead and block the van's path. The biker obeyed instantly, his motorcycle cutting sharply in front of the van with fearless precision. The van driver cursed and hit the brakes. The sudden stop threw Lily forward, but she steadied herself quickly. Her heart pounded, but now with adrenaline instead of fear. "What are they doing?" the second kidnapper yelled, pulling out a knife as if that would help against 6 roaring motorcycles. Silverbeard pulled his bike alongside the van and banged hard on the driver's side with his fist, a deep, authoritative slam that echoed like thunder. The driver flinched. Another biker, a woman with a flaming red braid, circled to the passenger side. She pointed directly at Lily through the crack in the taillight, her eyes blazing with purpose. Then she shouted something Lily couldn't hear, but the kidnappers did. "She's signaling them," the driver whispered in horror. "They know." The kidnappers exchanged a panicked look. "Drive," the man with the knife ordered. "Just go." But before the driver could hit the gas, the biker behind the van parked his motorcycle crosswise to block them in completely. The remaining riders formed a semicircle, trapping the van like a cage of steel. "You're not going anywhere," Silverbeard growled through a crack in the window, loud enough for everyone to hear. The driver tried to reverse anyway. "Big mistake." Another biker stepped off his bike and kicked the rear tire of the van with such force that the entire vehicle shook. The kidnappers froze. They were outnumbered, outmatched, and out of options. Silverbeard reached into his pocket, not for a weapon, but for his phone, and dialed 911. "Yeah," he said in a calm, chilling voice. "We've got a kidnapped minor in a white van on Route 17. Suspects detained. Send units." The kidnappers began yelling over each other in desperation. "We didn't do anything. We were just giving her a ride." "She's lying." But Red Braid wasn't having it. She marched to the passenger door, banged on it once and shouted, "Open it now." The kidnappers hesitated. Silverbeard tapped lightly on the driver's window. A quiet, dangerous sound. That wasn't a request. The driver swallowed hard and unlocked the doors. The bikers surged into action. Red Braid yanked the side door open, gently reached inside, and found Lily still bound with tape. Her eyes softened instantly. "You're safe now, sweetheart," she whispered as she pulled the girl out. "We've got you." Lily collapsed into her arms, sobbing with relief. Meanwhile, 3 of the bikers pinned the kidnappers to the ground with expert precision, keeping them in place until the